I would love to chat with you about what you call the resolve way. So I'd love you to tell me, when you say the resolve way to your clients, we're bringing you into our little resolve family and we're going to use the resolve way. What is it?
This is a question that stumbles me every time because it really has been the hallmark behind everything that we have done and everything that I have created really over the last number of years in building Resolve, and it's culminated in this brand, this thing really. And the best way I can describe it is it's these guiding principles that drive us, and
Yeah.
they drive us to behave in a certain way, to guide our clients in a certain way, and to really be true to good old-fashioned values. And so I can't describe it any other way. And I know that doesn't sound very articulate, but it's just about we're really guided to make sure that when people start working with us, we do a lot of work with them around this concept that we purposely are not like other lawyers, and we're unashamedly empathetic.
Mm.
We go out of our way to make sure that the clients feel like the most important person ever. Like the clients just feel like they're the only one, right?
Mm.
That we are there for them, we're there to support them and guide them, and they don't need to worry. They can leave us after their first appointment knowing that they're safe and knowing that we will always be honest with them, we'll be ethical, we will communicate with them really sensibly, but also regularly, and we'll let them have control, and we'll let them assert some control and power and not feel powerless within the negotiation or within any part of their journey. And really importantly, we'll make sure that they are the ones that are supported, and that they feel that support, and that their values are upheld throughout their entire process. So even if they're not able to emotion, you were talking about this fog before, this concept that sometimes emotion leads you to behave in a way that's not your best self. We really guide them to stop them from making mistakes that they will look back on. We really help them to remind them of their goals, remind them of their values, and make sure that when they go through this process, they do it with integrity and dignity, so that come the end of the process, they look back on it without regret, and they are not ashamed of the way they've behaved.
So the resolve way really is about the guiding principles that you put across everything you do. And you're also asking for those values to come through from your client.
Definitely.
So that it's not a process or a technique or anything that's part of the law. It's actually what you uphold as important, and that you remind your client of that too, that it is almost like the way of kindness in a way. It's the way to do it in a way that is compassionate and of thought, rather than something that they need to look back on and think, I was encouraged to behave in a way that's outside of what I would normally do.
That's right. Because I think as lawyers, we have a role to play to really support people during the most vulnerable time of their life to behave in a way that is who they truly are, not who they are becoming because they're being led by emotion, right? And so we have that opportunity because they turn to us and they're so vulnerable and they want us to guide them. And because of that power, I think too many lawyers take advantage of these people that are a bit lost. They're in this fog. They're not sure. They're trusting of us. And so these lawyers take this power, and it can be used in I don't want to say abuse, but we've got this responsibility to care for them. And so I don't think that we ought to take that responsibility lightly. And I don't think it's a lawyer's role to fuel the conflict or inflame the conflict. I think it's our role to really dissipate it and be objective. And so we work really hard with our team to encourage them in every way they negotiate with every other lawyer that they encounter on the other side, to just try to hold them to account, to bring them back to objectivity. We pick up the phone. We don't, it's not about emails and nasty letters and everything getting lost in communication and instructions from our client just blurted on a page. We spend a lot of time with our clients counseling them about what ought to go on that page if we're sending a letter, just not being their voice piece or their mouthpiece. It's not that's not what they need us to do. They could have written that themselves and caused themselves much more conflict than having us do it. Our role is to question what it is they want to do and stop them from themselves. So that's how I train all my lawyers to be strong-willed with our clients, with the goal that we're helping them be values-driven and outcome-focused, but then also really strong with other lawyers to just keep everyone accountable and keep everyone on track to reaching a settlement and reaching a resolution, and not getting stuck down the rabbit hole or getting stuck on the minutiae of things that can end up too easily just taking over the bigger picture. And so it's about not losing sight of the bigger picture and keeping the settlement really the main focus.